Well, hello there. Welcome to PumkinSnatch. This is my very first discussion-based video. So, if you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, today's title is How to Make Darklords Better. If anybody has ever played Darklords or, familiar with how the engine works, you already know that sometimes you don't always have the best cards and combinations, so it's kind of like piecing a puzzle together, but they completely have the ability to play, but sometimes it just gets kind of screwed over, so it happens to be that way, unfortunately. I always say that Darklords are one good card away from being really good, so hopefully with these cards that I came up with, we'll address that, and I think you guys will like it. Also guys, over in my Discord, I have a Yu-Gi-Oh card idea. So if you guys have cool card ideas you want to come up with that you think would help your deck or just interesting discussion, make sure you join it, okay? Alright, without further ado, let's see what we got here. Alright, so we have our Darklord Beauty. Obviously I made this card, right? It looks like the artwork came from someone else. But I wanted to mention the first thing about this card with regards to the effect. So one of the main weaknesses of Darklords, guys, is that they're very, very vulnerable to Ash Blossom or hand traps or something, like getting stunned from right out the gate, and they just need a little bit of time to start to, make movement and stuff, right? And so I came up with this idea, Darklord Beauty, as you can see. She is a level 8 Dark Fairy monster, and if we look at her effect, it will address the situation with Ash Blossom. So here we go. Once per turn, you can reveal this card in your hand. For the rest of this turn, the activation of Darklord cards and effects cannot be negated. So with this, I actually might add an addition to that, where if you reveal it, you can then special summon her, and then you can't the activations can't be negated, just so you don't spam it. But basically, this card is designed to specifically deal with Ash Blossom. Because as you know, you play your eggshell or searchers. If you can't get that eggshell off or the searcher, you pretty much lose on the spot. So I think this is a pretty fair card here. There was another card, a dinosaur, that does something very similar, where you just banish it from your hand or graveyard, and then all your dinosaurs are unaffected. I'm not a big fan of cards like that, but this is, for Darklords at least, it's a little bit more specific towards them, so you can't just, spam it and brand it. Alright, so going on to the next, I really like this card, 2600 attack, 2800 defense, and obviously it has the Darklord shuffle effect, which is on all of them. And now we have Darklord Raven, so another level 8 Dark Fairy. Again, the artwork looks like it came from the same person. And if we get to his effect, he's very similar to Nastin, except he doesn't have the huge cost. So here we go. If either player controls a Darklord monster, you can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. Darklord monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. And then of course it goes into its normal Darklord stuff. But here's the thing about this. So I like Nastin, but man, does he feel like I feel like I'm negging every time I summon him. But sometimes you just need to bring him out on the board to get to your cards. You don't have any other choice. So with this one, he can come from the hand or the grave. So you almost will always have a Darklord with a shuffle effect on the field, right? Also, it says on either side, if you guys know the Indulged Darklord, when she's summoned, she gives your opponent one card, one Darklord monster, and the other one goes into your hand. So again, at either side, you can special summon this guy, so he can work with both of those cards, okay? Let's see, let's go on to the next here. Alright, good. So we have Darklord Disaster, a level 4 Dark Fairy monster. Now this is when it gets kind of spicy, okay? And so we look at his effect here. He's got 1000 attack, 1000 defense. If this card is special summoned by a Darklord card effect, you can fusion summon one Link I meant to say you can fusion summon one Darklord or one Link summon Okay, there it is. You can fusion summon or one link summon one Darklord monster from your extra deck, right? By using up to 3 fairy monsters from your hand, deck, or field as material. Now here's the thing, you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck except Darklord monsters for the rest of this turn. You activate this card effect, right? So some people are like, man, that sounds pretty broken, blah 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 from the deck. Well, Darklords need to get their cards in the graveyard. And by playing this guy, notice it says it has to be special summoned by a Darklord card effect, and also it locks you into Darklord. So my counter to like this card's a little broken. It's very archetype specific, and I think Konami got a little out of control of making so many generic support and negates. And with this kind of thing, you can't just go nuts with it. It's only going to work with just Darklords. So a lot of these cards on this list, guys, specifically work with archetype specific, which is why I think these are fine. Most people who play Darklords will play them with some other engine. I think we need our own engine that's a little bit more stronger, and I think this card will help out a lot. So again, you bring it back with Superbia or just special summon it with the contact, and then if you do, you can immediately fusion summon or link summon, right? And that allows you to get your other plays, which is really, really helpful. And you get to put 3 Dark Fairy, well in this case, it will be Dark Fairy monsters in the graveyard for for the first Darklord or Condemned. And now here we go for another one, guys. Darklord Prince. So this one, I want to get really spicy with here. I like the design. Again, I'm pretty sure it's the same person. I'm gonna come out and say this. I'm pretty sure this is the person who originally designed the Darklords anyway for Konami. I'm just gonna say that. Anyway, going on. So he has 0 attack, 0 defense, fairy. This card's name is always treated as Darklord Morningstar. Alright, so let's stop right there for a second. When you're trying to make your first Darklord, sometimes you don't always get the second effect, just because you only get 1 Morningstar, or maybe you might run 2, but most people will only run maybe 1. So I think having a level 1 fairy, where you can summon, and he's always treated as that from the field, hand, or graveyard looks like, you can make your first Darklord like stronger, like almost always, to blow up their board. Anyway, if this card is normal summon or special summon, you can add 1 Darklord card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If this face-up card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard by a Darklord card effect, you can special summon 1 Darklord monster from your graveyard. Okay, so we definitely want graveyard recursion as well as special summon, because honestly, that Darklord contact, that's all we have, and it's so important to get to that, as well as the search and also summoning from the grave. And this card here kind of like facilitates all of that. If I had to make one change before continuing, it would be something like you can only control 1 of this card or something like that. Anyway, continuing here, you can special summon 1 Darklord monster from your graveyard. Here we go. While this card is face up on the field, while you control another Darklord monster, it cannot be destroyed by battle. So that's good. Also, you do not have to send Darklord cards from your hand or field to the graveyard to activate Darklord cards. So this is really important as well. A lot of the traps, they're really good, but they come at such a heavy cost. And so most people will just pay the 1,000 instead. I kind of like this card where it kind of really helps the deck as a whole. It's really good support. You get your search, you get your summon, and you get a little bit of protection, and you can use your other cards. So being able to use the other cards, guys, without this card will definitely help out Darklords a lot. And this card can be used as material to go ahead and summon the first Darklord. Yes, I think this is what we need. Definitely, I support this card here. Alright, so we have Darklord Sinful Christia. I don't know, I just found this cool design. A level 8 again. I really think it's pretty neat. But then we come down to here. I switch the attack and defense of Christia. Look here. If you have exactly 4 Dark Fairy monsters in your graveyard, or 1 Darklord monster, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. So not your hand, your graveyard. If summon this way, target one Darklord monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand, or special summon it. Neither player can special summon monsters except Dark Fairy monsters. If this face-up card would be sent from the field to the graveyard, placed on the top of the deck instead. Okay, so it's kind of a mix between the old version of Christia, right? And a new version of Christia. Again, I think Darklords need their own card to really help them. And not only are you getting one of your fairies back, again, it's also mostly Darklord archetype specific, or at least Dark Fairy in this case, but most of the rest of the effects go with Darklords, okay? So this way, I feel like these cards, since they're archetype specific, will help Darklord out as a whole, so you don't have to play the other cards like Branded or Runic or whatever you want to play it with, right? So again, I think it's pretty neat. Yes, only Dark Fairy monsters. If you didn't know, the original Christia says no special summoning at all, so I think this is kind of a nice little floodgate with 2800 defense. So, moving on. Here we get into our Link monsters, so we're almost done here, guys. I thought about making this a fusion card, but I just said, you know what, let's put a Link on here. So we have Darklord Twilight Star, and I'm thinking about changing this, but basically it requires 3 fairies, and here we have the effect here with 2500 attack. During either player's turn, if your opponent activates a card in response to a Darklord card effect, you can banish that card face down, and if you do, negate its effect, right? You can special summon one Darklord monster. You can only special summon Darklord monsters the turn you activate this card. Again, guys, so we have our negate, right? A card effect negate, but again, it's archetype specific and it locks you in, so that's good. So you can only special summon Darklord monsters for the rest of this turn you activate this effect, right? If this card is destroyed by your opponent's card effect, your opponent must discard one random card from their hand or banish one card from their extra deck face down. And if they have any more cards in their hand, you can special summon this card next turn. So it's a pretty strong Link monster, right? It's a really strong Link monster. I actually think if I would change this, I'd probably increase his attack maybe to 3000, and then make one of the materials has to be Morning Star, right? I think that'd be the best way to go. But you have a good negate, you have a way to bring it back, right? And it's in response to their card effects, because since Darklords is so prone to getting, like, you can negate them and it's over. So yeah, so I think this is a really cool card. And here is our last one, I think. Yeah, it's our last one. So we have Condemned Darklord of the Fallen. My pretty lady here. So it is a level 10. A level 10 fusion monster. I wanted to change the materials to 3 fairies plus either the Condemned Darklord or the first Darklord, because I think this card effect is a little too strong. But again, I'm being a little bit biased here. I love Darklords, and I think these cards so far would help out the engine a lot. Alright, let's get to it. 2900 attack, 3500 defense. Here we go. When this card is fusion summoned, gain 500 life points for each fairy monster in either player's graveyard, right? So it keeps with the life point gain, good. During either player's turn, each time your opponent special summons a monster, you can special summon one Darklord monster from your hand or graveyard. Then you can negate one card on the field. So good, another good negate, right? Good. You cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Darklord monsters. When you activate this card's effect, okay, so obviously you can't special summon extra stuff, right? Except Darklord cards. If this card of its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, destroyed by card effect, opponent's card either by battle or card effect, you can draw cards up to the number of Darklord monsters with different names used as material to fusion summon this card. Alright, so the reason why I like that if they do take this out by battle or card effects, that you have to, in most cases, if you're playing the Darklord Rising to fusion summon this card, or even just like the branded fusion stuff, branded cards, it's a lot of materials being used, guys. So I think you should be able to get some recovery when you make a cost like that. and I think this is the way to go. So every time they special summon a card, you get the special summon a card, and then you can negate one card they control. Or I could like play around with that, but basically every time they summon something, you summon something, right? And so it's kind of cool. So I honestly think all these cards here on this list would, like, any of them really would like be a big help to Darklords. I'm gonna tag Konami this video. I think these are really cool, especially this one here. Like, I think this is a must. And the rest of them are pretty cool too. So, if you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you guys think. I had some fun trying to make these, come up with some really cool ideas. I would definitely play these over the branded cards if I could. And since it locks me into Darklords, that is fine. As long as they give me cards that I can play with their own engine versus their engine and something else thrown in it to make it as good, I think this is the way to go. But alright guys, until the next time, you guys take care, okay? Bye!